Hey guys, how's it going? First off, I know it's been a long time since I've done a video, at least I think almost 3 weeks, and I do apologize for that. I never intended for it to go that long, but for the first uh, week and a half, I was very sick, dealing with a very severe stomach virus, I guess you could say, and it really kind of took me out. So, yeah, I am better now, and the other reason why I haven't uploaded in a while is just because I haven't really felt, motivated to do one. But since there's been a lot of new, really good music coming out, I figured now would be as good a time as any. And today I'm going to be doing an album review of the new album by my favorite band, Skillet, and the album is called Victorious. Now, in past album reviews, I've only covered, a couple of songs per album, but today I'm not going to do that. Today I'm actually going to go over the whole album since, this is my favorite band we're talking about here. So, yeah. I did not have high expectations going into this album at first, but after listening to this album several times in full since it came out Friday, um, I gotta say, I was surprised at how much I enjoyed it. Now, that's not to say that this is a perfect album by any means, because it's not. But I definitely think that it's better than their last album, Unleashed. But we'll get into that in a minute. I'll go over the songs track by track and give you my opinions on them, and yeah, that'll be that. So track number one is the song "Legendary." This was the first single released for the album. Now, when it first came out, I wasn't high on this track at all, and after repeated listens, I'm still not high on it. This is actually one of my least favorite songs from the album. So, upon hearing how, I mean, the song just sounds, recycled and mediocre. It's an anthem song, and that's something that Skillet has been known for these days. Is their pump up pump up anthems. But I didn't care for this one. I mean, it's rocking, but that's about all it has for it. I just don't really have much to say about this one. So already Skillet is 0 for 1 with this album, and I was starting to think, oh no, this album is not going to be good at all, because I didn't like the first song. The track number two is the song You Ain't Ready, which is really another pump up anthem song. And to be honest, when this one came out, I didn't really care for this one either, but this one has grown on me significantly. Now, it's definitely not the best song on the album. If you've heard one Skillet pump up song, you've basically heard them all. And this doesn't really sound any different. But I think the reason that I tolerate this one more than Legendary is because I like the overall style. I like how John Cooper sings, and his graspy. I can't talk today. His raspy vocals, kind of make this song a little better, and I like the overall flow of this one more than Legendary. So let's move on to number three. Now this is without a doubt my favorite song from the whole album, and it is the song "Victorious," which is the title track. Now, when I first heard the violin intro, I already knew that this was going to be a good song. And I can't tell you how happy I was to hear a song like this, because it has been. I mean, they had songs like this on Unleashed, such as, Watching for Comets and I Want to Live. But I feel like this is the last time in a while that there's been a really emotional Skillet song. Not that those songs weren't emotional, but this one actually made me tear up a little bit. I'm man enough to say that. And what makes this song so great is not just, the orchestral elements. It's not just the music. Uh, it's, you can really tell that John is passionate about what he's singing, and it really shines. This is one of the songs where he really, really shines as far as his vocals, and just, I love everything about this song, especially the part where Jen comes in the pre-chorus and sings the part that says, "In all this loneliness, in all this emptiness, been stuck inside this room like a prison sentence, but I'm not gonna stay. Please tell me there's a way." Uh, that's to me, that's the most memorable part of the song. But the whole song is just fantastic. Okay, next we have the song called "This Is the Kingdom." Now, this was another one that I didn't expect to like because it has a poppy intro, and I thought that this was going to be like a pop song, and it kind of is in a way. It's a pop song, but it's also like a soft rock type song. And it's basically just talking about, this is the kingdom of God, you know, and they're trying to reach people that are lost. I mean, it's got a great message, but I do like this song. Like I said, I didn't think I would because of all like the pop influences and whatnot, but it's fun and quirky, which I don't think I've ever said to describe a Skillet song before, but that's what the song is for me. It's fun and it's quirky, and that is not the only song I have that description for. But yeah, This Is the Kingdom. It's like I said, it's not the best song on the album, but I definitely think it's worth trying out. Um, I like it, so that's really all that matters. Okay, next we have the song "Save Me." Now, this is one of my favorites from the album. I believe this was the second or third single released, and this is another song that gets a high rating for me. Definitely like everything about it. It sounded like something that could have been on Comatose, and that is something that me and other Skillet fans were basically begging for. That they were going to have some songs on here with that Comatose influence, and this is definitely one of those songs. It starts off with like cool guitar riff intro mixed with some other elements as well. And to me, the highlight of this song is the chorus, because it feels like John Cooper is giving off the impression that he's at war with himself. He's saying, what? Why don't you reach out your hand and save me? Um, I know he's talking about. Well, we assume he's talking about God. But you can feel the internal struggle throughout this song. Really begging someone to save them from, whatever the case may be. And it's definitely a great rock song, just a standard rock song. No real shenanigans in this song, which really makes me love it even more. Okay, the next track, if I remember right, hold on a second, I gotta look at the listing. Yeah. Next up is the song "Rise Up." Now, this is the other song that I don't like from this album. And what gets me is that this is probably one of the most, rockin' songs on the album. But I don't like it. Um, Very, very generic, in my opinion. And just because I'm a Skillet fanboy doesn't mean that I can't point out when they do stuff, you know, wrong. But I just don't like anything about the song. I don't like the rhythm. I don't like how the instruments are presented, and I don't care for the lyrics. That is one problem that I've had with Skillet in the last couple of albums. the lyrics are so repetitive. And I know I've said that that doesn't really bother me, but it does bother me when it's the same. It's been the same message and the same lyrics for the last two albums. I mean, it's like John Cooper doesn't know how to write anymore. And this song is definitely evident of that, in my opinion. Definitely, I would say this song is worse than Legendary, in my opinion. Moving on, moving on. Next is the song "Terrify the Dark." Now, a lot of people speculated that since it had a name like that, it was going to be a super heavy song. Well, it's not. It's actually kind of a worship song in a way. Still has some rock influences in there, maybe some soft rock, some piano influence, I think, if I remember right. Now, I like this song. I do like this song. I like the overall message. It's talking about God's light will terrify the dark away and bring light. You know, basically that cliche of being a light in the darkness. And, God's love will terrify the dark away. I mean, on, I know people say that's cliche, and maybe it is, but from a Christian standpoint, since I am a Christian, that is a message that I need to remind myself of sometimes. So this song is absolutely perfect for me. And John and Jen both sing together in this song, and that does add a lot more to it. I have to say that Jen Ledger is uh, one of the best female singers in the Christian rock genre. I would definitely say that. Uh, okay, so next is the song "Never Going Back." Now this one, it has pop influences, especially at the beginning. It has like a little pop intro, and then it just turns into a straight up rock song. And this is another good one. It's another one that's repetitive with the lyrics, but I still find myself liking it. Uh, this is probably one of the heaviest songs, and that's not saying much because there's no song on here that's really, really, really heavy. All of the heavy songs are basically standard rock songs, which kind of disappointed me a little bit. But this is probably one of the heaviest quote unquote songs from the album. It's got the same lyrics that you would expect from Skillet in the last couple of years, but I still really like it. I like the instrumentation. I like John's vocals, and I don't think it's as bad as. It's definitely not as bad as Rise Up. I mean, I can't listen to that song at all. But, yeah. Okay, next we have the song Reach. Now, this is another one of my favorites from the album. Standard, straight up, rock song with a really catchy chorus, and you guys know I'm a sucker for catchiness. So, this is right up my alley. It almost gives off the impression of, reaching for God and not really being able to find Him. Because there is a lyric in the chorus that says, like, why can't I find you? Or at least something to that effect. That may not be the correct line, but uh, you get the idea. I don't know why I'm stumbling over my words today. But yes, this is another really good track. And I just highly recommend it. I mean, there's nothing really to say. And next we have the song Anchor. Now, when I first heard this song, it absolutely made me cry. This is another, worship type song, and it absolutely blew me away the first time I heard it. Like I said, it made me tear up and cry. Uh, I just love everything about it. I love, um, I think this is probably one of John's best vocal performances on the whole album, in my honest opinion. Um, there's something about the raspiness of his voice when it comes to a slow song that really adds an even greater dramatic effect, I guess. And this song definitely showcases that. It's a slow song the whole way through. It's very piano driven, and it's just a wonderful worship type song. That's all. That's all I can really say. Hey, next we have the song "Finish Line." Now, a lot of people that I've talked to don't care for this song, but I absolutely love it. I love it. This is the other song that I think is fun and kind of quirky. I love everything about it. I love the cheesiness of the lyrics, and yes, they are cheesy, but I like them. I find myself humming along and singing along, and I just like the overall feeling of, um, racing toward a finish line. Uh, it's got a really cool, funky beat to it. And I just like it. I don't care what anybody else has to say about that. And last but not least, we have the final song, which is called "Back to Life." Now, in my opinion, this is the most comatose-like song on the whole album, and I think that it was a perfect way to end this album. Um, Definitely comatose vibes, and as far as the music, the guitar work, and then of course John's gruff, raspy vocals. Everything works about in this song, and it's just, like I said, a great way to really end the album as a whole. And there's a part at the very end where it's nothing but a guitar solo, and it sounds absolutely fantastic. And it kind of sounds similar to what we got at the final song off of Unleash, at the end of the Resistance, where there's just that burst of just an out of nowhere guitar solo. And Back to Life has that at the end. Sounds really awesome, and I definitely think that when Skillet, if they do make a next album, I really hope that it's close to this style. But at the same time, I'm like you guys. I'm still hoping for Comatose and Collide. Heck, I'll even take Awake and Rise style albums at this point. But overall, guys, I don't think this is a bad album at all. The only two songs I disliked are Legendary and Rise Up. My top three favorites are Victorious, Save Me, and Anchor. Well, let me go ahead and do top five. I'll do top five. Victorious, Save Me, Anchor, Finish Line, and Reach. Those are my five top favorites. And overall, I'm going to give this album an 8 out of 10. This is not my album of the year, but I definitely do think that it will be somewhere in the top 10. We'll just have to see how the rest of the year goes. Whew. I have to go get myself a drink now. I haven't talked this long in a long time. But anyway, guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Of course, I want to hear what you guys have to say. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? What are your favorites? What are your least favorites? Does this Skillet album pass the test for you? As always, leave a comment down below. Subscribe to my channel. Tell your friends about me. And as always, I'll see you guys next time. Take care.